What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, who the man, you the man, can you do it? Yes, you can. My name is Javars, and thank you for stopping by. I do videos on college advice, men's fashion, and lifestyle, so that interests you. Definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and give me a comment down below. So as you can tell by the title, this video is all about men's dress shoes. So I'll be going into different styles such as like derbies versus Oxfords, talking about the different formality of the different shoes, and even going into my shoe collection and tell you how I style some of the dress shoes that I have. Also in this video, I'm doing a collaboration with a shoe company called Colorsty, but I'll get into the unboxing of that later. But I will say I may or may not have a discount code for you all to use, so you may want to keep watching. So as you can see, we have a lot to unpack in this video. But before we get into that, I have a few disclaimers. I feel like whenever I'm trying to rush the intro, that's when I have the most to say. But as you know, or maybe you don't, I have always been into like men's fashion, but I've never really known like the ins and outs of it. So I'm still kind of in the learning process. So I want to get more comfortable with actually, knowing fashion terms, determining different leathers, different patterns, all that type of stuff. Actually knowing like the formal terms for it. So I say all that to say, although of course I've done some research and preparation before making this video, if I happen to pronounce something wrong or like mistake one type of shoe for another, by all means correct me, but don't be rude in the comments. Like, I know I'm gonna have some shoe heads watching this video, and that's fine, so definitely correct me, but just don't be doing the most. Like, I was watching this one video that was kind of similar to this, and this dude, he was just going over different types of shoes or whatever, and a guy in the comments was like, "That's a penny loafer, not a tassel loafer, unsubscribed." I was like, is it that serious? If it is, I hope he's not watching my video. So again, I'm just letting you all, I'm still learning. Now, of course, like I said, I did some preparation, so I'm not gonna be making stuff up in this video, but there were a few gray areas, so I just wanna make that disclaimer in this video. So without further ado, now we can go ahead and get into the video. Stay tuned. So the first thing that we're going to discuss in this video is going to just be starting with that formality of different shoes. So there are a lot of things that can make a shoe formal or more formal than another, such as like the lacing system, the color, the texture of the shoe. So the one, I think the main important one or the most noticeable one is definitely going to be that lacing system. So a closed lacing system is going to be more formal than an open laced system. And I'm going to kind of get into that. So this shoe right here, I would consider this a derby, but again, I will get into that. This has an open lace system, and I will show you a closed lace system because I have that coming up. But so the closed lace is more formal. Again, this is the open one because you can see the vamp is open at the vamp at the top right here. Hold on, let me untie it. You see the flaps right here? Open, they're not connected, okay? So this is considered an opened lacing shoe. Another important factor when it comes to formality is color. So even though, yes, a closed lace shoe is more formal than an open lace shoe, a black shoe will always be more formal than a purple shoe. It just will. So that's another thing to consider as well. Usually, typically, darker colors are just going to be more formal. So, blacks, maybe dark browns, even like that really, really dark maroon color can still be considered a formal shoe. So this is another shoe right here that is still considered to be an open laced system. Open lace shoe, because as you can see, it has two flaps right here that are open. I promise I'm going to show you a closed one so you can kind of see the difference when I unbox the shoe that I have in a second. But this is, you see this brown color? Again, another open lace shoe. Two flaps right here. But this is slightly less formal because it's starting to get in that lighter gray area. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you what a closed lacing shoe looks like, and that's where we're going to bring in Colorsty. So before I even get into that, I do want to briefly kind of talk about it. So I'm doing a collaboration with them for this video, so they gifted me these shoes so I could make this video for you all. I know y'all probably don't care, but I'm gonna shout them out anyway. They were just very professional throughout the whole process as far as like, allowing me to be creative with the type of video that I want to do. So I definitely want to shout them out for that. So I recommend that y'all go check out their shoes. But guys, this is my first YouTube collaboration and like my third overall, like, you know, brand collaboration. So definitely I want to shout you all out for, you know, giving me that support, because through you they were able to find my channel. I don't know how, but they found my channel and they reached out to me to allow me to do this video. So I definitely want to thank you all who subscribed to my channel, liking my videos, watching it, all of that, because without you, I would not have this opportunity. Going back to Colorsty, I still want to shout them out because, again, like I was saying, they were just so professional throughout the whole process. If you don't know, if you've ever been reached out to brands, some of them are so quick to try to get you to quickly sign things, you know, so you can quickly work with them, but they took their time, answered all questions that I had. So definitely on that level alone, I just knew they were a professional company. Let me actually show you the shoe, and I'm unboxing it now. So this is the shoe that I picked out from their website. So the shoe comes in this very neat packaging. Of course, each shoe comes in this cubby here. So it's definitely, you can already tell from just the boxing of the shoe that it's a good quality shoe and company for sure. Now getting into the actual shoe that I unboxed. This is the shoe that I picked out. As you can see, it has a navy, darker blue color at the bottom, then it gets to this really baby or light blue, and then it goes up to white. So I really, and then the inside is, well, this isn't really part of it, but so I really like the design of this shoe for sure. If you go to their website, and I may leave like some screenshots or something on the screen maybe, you'll see that they make very like colorful shoes. They make derbies, Oxfords, and boots, I believe. So definitely go check their website out. All their shoes are very much so designed. They have like bright color and design shoes, so they're not like plain shoes, but they're very high quality for sure. But getting into what I was saying with the closed lacing system. So you see here how it's not two, and I'm gonna compare the two so you can show. It's a closed lacing system. At the vamp, it does not separate. Even though of course like these parts separates, but I'm saying, you see how with the closed, with the open lacing system, there are two separate flaps right here. Two separate flaps that at the top and the bottom. Versus here in the closed lacing, only at the right here is it does it separate, not here. So that's the difference between the shoes. That's the difference between like the closed and open lacing systems. And again, the closed, which is like this one, will always be more formal. But again, another thing to consider is color. This, this black will always be more formal than per se, a shoe like this. Oh, also, before I forget, I definitely want to let you all know, if you all want to check out their shoes, make sure you use my discount code JAVARES12. I'll put it on the screen. So definitely go check their website out and maybe purchase you a pair of shoes. I also want to let you know this is not necessarily an affiliate or a commission-based link or code, So if you use my code, if for whatever reason you're just not in the business of getting me paid, I don't make money for you. I don't make a dime from you using that code. That is just something I was able to work out with them for you all. So you are welcome. Again, that code is JAVARES12, and I'll put it on the screen. And in the description box, I'll also link their website below. And also, pulling out this shoe kind of helped me lead into another point when it comes to brogues, because this is considered a brogue. Well, it's an Oxford, but it's a brogue too. With brogues, you have, I believe 4 different types. So you have the semi-brogue, the semi-brogue, the quarter brogue, the full brogue, and the long wing brogue. So this one is the full brogue, and I'll kind of explain the differences between them. So with both the semi brogue and the quarter brogue, instead of, you see how mine has a design here that kind of makes a wing, the semi and quarter, they have just a one curve going straight across as opposed to like this design. So the full brogue and the long wing make a wing, okay, like the one I have. Now to distinguish the full brogue from the long wing brogue is simply how the wing actually goes. So mine's stop, you see how my wing stops right here to make it that full one. The long would go all the way down the shoe, similar to where this blue is. That's where the wing would continue going. Mine stops here. So I think that is what makes the difference between the full brogue, in which this one is, and the long wing brogue. Okay, y'all, I know that was a lot. I was stumbling trying to get it out myself, but I think hopefully you get it. If you have questions, definitely leave them in the comments. I'll definitely be able to answer your questions more, specifically in the comments, but I'm just trying to not make this video super long. So if it seems like I'm rushing, definitely feel free to ask any questions or correct me in the comments down below. So now we're going to move on, continue with that formality of the shoe. Another important factor to remember when it comes to formality of shoes is that leather is generally always going to be more formal than a suede shoe. So you know what a suede shoe is. It's a suede shoe is made out of this versus, you know, leather or any, you know, is going to be that harder or shinier material. Leather is always going to be more formal than suede. So that's just something to remember almost always. And again, when it comes to formality of shoes, every factor is important. Like I said, if you have a black suede shoe, it's probably going to be more formal than an orange leather shoe. So, you know, all of the factors like so far that I talked about, like the lacing system, the color, and the material or texture of the shoe is going to make an impact on how formal the shoe is. So now let's get into the differences between a derby and an Oxford. So there aren't too many differences, at least from what I could find, but the main key point that I've kind of learned from the differences between the two is that Oxfords will have that closed lacing system versus derbies will have the open lace system. So the shoe that I got from Colorsty with that closed lacing system, this is an Oxford. Pretty much all the shoes that I've shown you thus far that I've had that open lacing system, these are considered derbies. That's kind of the main difference that I've gathered between the two. Thus, with that information, Oxfords are generally going to be more formal because, again, it has that closed lacing system than derbies, because derbies have the open lacing system. Another thing that I've kind of noticed also with the differences between the two is that Oxfords are generally going to be more slim, or just more slim in general, versus the derbies are more wide. And that's kind of when it comes to open versus closed anyway, but definitely when it comes to Oxfords versus derbies, that's going to be something you're going to notice for sure. So now let's get into loafers. So loafers obviously are going to drop a level of formality than both the derby and the Oxford, again, generally. So with loafers, you have all types of loafers. You have the penny loafer, you have the tassel loafer, you have moccasins, boat shoes. There are so many different types of loafers. So a pair that I do have to show you today, these I'm kind of trying to figure out the exact type, but I think these would be considered as both moccasins and tassel loafers, because obviously, as you see, they do have the tassel in the front. However, I do think it is a moccasin because of the well, one, the suede, because penny loafers are generally gonna be like that leather or some type of harder material than suede, but also just the opening of the shoe here in general. This shoe here, I think, would also be considered a moccasin as well. This is a Levi shoe. Oh, this shoe I got from Boohoo. You'll be seeing that come up in a haul soon anyway. So yeah, these, I think both of these are considered moccasins. And also you can tell the bottom of it as well. The same rules that apply to the derbies and the Oxfords also apply to loafers as well, as far as the formality when I was talking about the material and the color. Now, usually loafers don't necessarily have laces. Some of them do, like the pair I showed you, they have laces, but they won't necessarily be like an open or closed type of thing. So, but for the most part, yeah, going back, the color and the texture of them shoe is definitely, it still applies when it comes to loafers as well. Boat shoes, I don't have any to show you, but like if you know what Sperry's look like, the general Sperry's, I think those would be considered boat shoes. Also, these white pair right here that I have, these are also moccasins as well, but as you can see, this has like a cheaper leather material than the other, because both of those were kind of suede-ish. This isn't like actual leather, this is like a cheaper leather, but you see how it has the harder material, and both of those are kind of like suede. And then the last type of shoe that I'm going to get to today in this video is going to be boots, and specifically I do have Chelsea boots. So there are lots of different types of men, you know, dressier boots, but I'm just going to be talking about these boots right here. Again, like I said, leather is always going to be more professional or more formal, shall I say, than suede. Same with color. Now I do have black ones, but these are suede, as you can see. But these are my Chelsea boots. I do need to clean them a little bit, but not really much to add about boots. I mean, obviously boots are going to be less formal than the derby and the Oxford for sure. And honestly, just depending on the some loafers may be more formal than a boot, but sometimes the boot may be more formal than the loafer. So it's not always going to be, you know, one over the other, I would say, in my opinion. Another thing I wanted to briefly go into in this video is just talking about like the square toed versus the round, or yeah, the round toed shoes. I don't think there's necessarily a formality difference between square versus round. I just think square is generally getting, I won't say out of style, but the round shoe is becoming more popular, I would say, as I don't even know if Colorsty has any square. They probably do, so let me not say that. But the shoe that I ordered has a round toe. I showed that I keep showing in this video has the square. Also, this shoe has the square as well. That brown shoe I showed you, I got this from Boohoo as well, along with the loafer. It has the round system. I mean, not system, but a round toe. So I also said in this video, I'm gonna kind of show you briefly how I style some of the shoes that I do have in my dress shoe collection. These aren't necessarily all of my dress shoes, but these are most of them. So starting with this black shoe, this is kind of my go-to because I do believe this is my only like derby-like black dress shoe. This is kind of my go-to when I have an interview, anything where I have black tie or anything, I definitely pull out this shoe. Like I said, even though of course the Oxford is more professional than a derby, derbies are still, I keep saying professional, I mean formal. Derbies are still formal. They're just, you know, not as formal as the Oxford. So it definitely has been, you know, getting me by as far as when I've been wearing this with a suit. Because of this gray color, I don't wear this shoe as often. It's more, I wear this, definitely I wear this in a more relaxed or informal way than the black one for sure. And this brown one, I wear the brown one quite a lot. Like I just wear it with, I dress this up and I kind of dress it down. So that's kind of this brown is the balance, because the black one I almost always wear like when I'm trying to be very formal. The gray one is more informal, and then the brown one for me, I do it kind of both. So getting to the Chelsea boots, yeah, I've never necessarily worn this formal. I definitely wear this shoe, you know, when I do like smart outfits, so like, you know, a button shirt and maybe some slacks or something, but I definitely would never wear this with like a suit or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but I haven't. So that's kind of how I used to wear this Chelsea boot, the black one. I only have a black Chelsea boot. I actually do want to invest in a brown or tan Chelsea boot, and I do like the suede Chelsea boot. I mean, of course they do make leather Chelsea boots or just different material, but I think I prefer personally the suede one. Alright guys, so that brings me to the conclusion of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, use my code at Colorsty, Javaris12, so you can get a discount if you want to purchase shoes from their site. I'll definitely probably be doing a part 2, or not even a part 2, but like an updated version of this video, just when I learn more about men's dress shoes or just men's fashion in general. So again, thank you all for watching these videos and following me on my journey and just becoming more knowledgeable in the fashion world for sure. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at javaris.ok, that you like this video and that you are subscribed to my channel. And until next time.